past week, I have dealt with a lot of women, my clients, that have had one thing in common. And it was really interesting because it really aligned. Everyone had the same issue: boundary setting. So I'm like, okay, this is the perfect possibility to go live and talk about this, because I know that not only my clients, but there are so many women out there who struggle with boundary setting. So whether it's boundary setting in your relationship, in your work life, in your private life, in all type of relationships, this is what we're going to focus on today. But I will dive a little bit deeper into relationship topics. And we are going to focus this on how we women perceive things. Let's get one thing crystal clear. We women are different. All right. If we look at the two sexes, now I'm going to talk about biologically the two sexes. Yes. So let's just clarify that. Biologically, the two sexes, we are different. Women have a complete different hormonal structure than men. Now, I spoke about this last time, that we women, we have a 28-day cycle. Men have a 24-hour cycle. This means that every month for the 28 days, we have 4 phases. Now, why do I keep repeating this? Because the key lies in you syncing your everyday activities to your menstrual cycle. And if you learn this, whether you are in perimenopause or menopause or after menopause, you will have the key to synchronize your life with the hormonal structure of your life. So the earlier you learn it, the better it's going to be for you, the more it's going to make perfect sense. So whether you are completely straight, or if you are homosexual, whatever you see yourself as, this has nothing to do with it. I am going to talk about the physiology of us women and why it's so important for us to synchronize. Yes. So if you have a partner, I'm going to talk about life partner. I'm not going to say husband or boyfriend, or I'm going to just say life partner, because we're all different. We're all different. So let's just make peace with that. We're all different. But if you have a life partner, and if you feel that lately your goals have not been aligned, your life goals have not been aligned, there is a reason for this. We change every 7 years. Not only we, everyone. Yeah? So everyone, the human body changes every 7 years. What does that mean? Every 7 years, you're basically a new person. So when your cell structure, your DNA structure changes every 7 years, so will your hormonal structure, and so will your psychology, change within you. All right, so how is that aligned with being in a relationship and knowing how to set boundaries? Because if you are in a relationship that is, for example, let's say been beyond that past 7 years point, you and your life partner has already changed once, right? So if you've been with someone for 21 years, then you've changed already 3 times. Yes, your body composition and everything, your hormones and everything around it. And when we women go into perimenopause and menopause, there's even more changes happening. So when we are in our 20s, our life is about us finding ourselves. Our life is about being in that fire mode, like constantly active, being in full bloom. When we are in our 30s, it's more about stabilizing, finding that stability in your life, whether it is creating a family, whether it's you creating a work environment, a home environment that has stability. I'm talking about general now. I'm not saying that everyone is resonating with this. This is general, right? And when we are in our 40s, we women, things start to happen. They can already happen when we are 35 plus. Those hormonal changes start to happen. So we shift from being in fire mode, we shift from being in stability mode into what we call the time of the water. The time of the water is you connecting to your emotional being. So the hormonal changes during perimenopause and menopause is all about finding that flow in life that resonates with you. And for that, we go deeper into our inner emotion. This is also why we're so emotional. Water stands for emotion. So it's a symbolism here, right? Water stands for emotion. So you are in that flow of life where you're supposed to connect to your inner emotion. There's a mythological Nordic legend about women after perimenopause and after menopause being in the age of the crow, being in the age of the crow. And they also talk about women with gray hair having a silver crown. This is the age of wisdom. So what's important for you now as a woman, as you hit the stages of perimenopause and menopause, is finding yourself. Not as we did when we were in our 20s. No, this is the time for deep inner transformation. This is actually the perfect time because you're so aligned with whatever emotion is going inside of your body. This is your chance to really dive deeper and to understanding yourself, to understand why your emotions are fluctuating. Yes, they are connected to our hormones, right? But they're there to tell us that we're in a huge change right now, a physical change, an emotional change. And when you embody that change, when you go into that truth, that seeking for wisdom of who you are, and again, life purpose, then nothing is going to be able to hold you back. And if your partner is holding you back from being your truest self, this is the time where you need to have that hard conversation. Things change, life changes. If you met someone when you were in your 20s, right? You were in your 20s and you're still together with that person, you have changed. That person has changed. It's time for you to understand if you can keep changing together or if it's about going separate ways. And I'm not going to be here and tell you that separation or divorce is the best thing in life. No, because if you are fortunate enough to find that person that is really in alignment with you, that's a beautiful thing. And I'm not here to tell you that just because you are not in alignment with that person right here, right now, that doesn't mean that you will not be able to do it. But one thing is needed for two people to have harmony in a relationship: mutual understanding of change, that change is the only truth, that change is happening right here, right now. So in order for these two people to be able to keep on living and changing together, there needs to be a mutual understanding that that person has needs, you have needs, and maybe they are not aligning anymore together. Maybe they are so different, but when you are together, everything just clicks. And this is really important. I'm going to give you an example, right? Let's say, for example, that your partner loves bowling. Yeah, silly example. And you just absolutely hate it. It's like the worst thing in the whole entire world. You don't want to bowl. It's for you, you're so bored, and you've tried it. You've gone with your partner, you've tried bowling a few times just to show your support, but you are so bored and you really hate everything that has to do with bowling, the atmosphere of bowling, the bowling hall, the actual ball. I'm just really pushing it here now, just to give you a metaphor. Does that mean that you should keep on bowling with your partner? No, you gave it a try. Does that mean that you are not supportive of your partner? No, it just means that your partner needs to have that bowling. Yes, because they love it, they enjoy it, whatever it is. Maybe you're not aligned with it, right? But you don't have to be part of that bowling experience. You can have your experience. Maybe for you it's dancing, right? Maybe your partner hates dancing. Does that mean that your partner needs to dance with you in order to be a supportive husband? Sorry, I said husband, partner. No, it means that your partner needs to be supportive of you having your own interest, and you need to be supportive of your partner having your own interest. But okay, what happens if that partner has an interest that is really bad for the health? Whether it's drugs, whether it's drinking, whether it's, I don't know, like smoking, I'm just again giving examples, or binge eating, you know, every time that your partner watches a movie, your partner is binge eating, and it's so unhealthy. And so what are you supposed to do? Does that interest conflict with your harmony in the relationship? Well, if that person starts to act differently because they have a toxic habit, then it's going to be up to you to tell your partner, hey, what you're doing right now is affecting us, it's affecting your health, but it's also affecting your relationship, our relationship. So we're at this point right now where we need to talk about our future. And when it comes to, now maybe smoking is not the best example here, but alcohol is a perfect example, because when people drink, they become different people, right? And when people do drugs, they become different. Their actions become different. They don't become different, but their actions become different. So, and those actions can actually affect the way that person treats you during the time that they drink or they take drugs. So this is the perfect example of how to set now a healthy boundary. Most women tend to want to just lock themselves in a room and just wait until it's over. I did that in my old relationship. My ex-husband was not a heavy drinker. He was not doing drugs. He was smoking, but it didn't really affect our relationship. But something that he was doing, he was verbally abusing me. He was verbally abusing me in front of his friends, my friends, whether we were out, you know, going shopping for groceries. It was always verbal abuse. He always made me feel like I'm less. And that started to affect what? Our relationship, right? I didn't have the strength. I didn't have the strength there to say, hey, what you're doing is not good for me. It's not good for us, because it's affecting our relationship. It's affecting the way that I perceive you, the way I feel for you. Like I'm starting to see you as a bully. It's not the person that I fell in love with. And this is tricky, because Your life partner, if you've been with your life partner for a really long time, is not going to be the person that you fell in love with. Remember that change is the only constant. You are changing, your partner is changing. So you cannot go back to saying you're not the person I fell in love with, because your life partner is not the person you fell in love with, but the traits and actions of the person you fell in love with can still be there, but you're still changing. So the question here is, can you create an everlasting change in your relationship together with another person that is going to benefit the both of you? And when it comes to setting healthy boundaries, it is actually as easy, and yeah, I'm gonna say it as easy, as having that hard conversation. So how do you have this hard conversation? It's not about you running away from it or you waiting for that perfect moment to having that conversation. No, in this case, it's actually really, we need to talk. And the way you need to talk to that person is not by attacking the person. This is how to set that healthy boundary. You have a moment where you have a little trust circle or sharing circle, and you explain, we need to talk. And in order for us to talk, yes, I want to be perfectly clear. I want to hear everything about how you are feeling about our life situation right now. And I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna listen. I'm really gonna sit and I'm gonna listen. So please go ahead, start. And that person is gonna, start sharing everything that they're feeling, right? But you're setting an example by your silence, by you actively listening to that person. You are right there and then taking control over how that person is going to react to you. Now, when your life partner finishes, you say, thank you so much for being vulnerable, for being open. I truly appreciate what you just did. And I hear you. And there are things there that I can definitely resonate with and understand. Now, I'm gonna share how I feel about where we are in our life right now. And I'm gonna ask you for the same courtesy of just listening. Remember, what I'm saying is not an attack against you. What I'm saying is how I am feeling about the things that I am perceiving in our relationship right now. So it's not a direct attack to you, all right? And then it's your time. And if your life partner goes into defense mode, you put your hand up and you say, I'm sorry. I'm gonna again ask you, if they keep on talking or screaming, then again, I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask you once again to let me finish. And then we can find a common ground to see if we can find some type of understanding, mutual understanding. Remember that I am not attacking you. So it's about wording, right? How do you word that a person has hurt you? You hurt me because you said blah, 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 blah. No. When we were in the store and you made fun of me, or rather when you said to the cashier that my life doesn't understand money, that's why I take care of the money, ha 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 ha, right? That actually hurt my feelings. It made me feel like I'm really stupid. Like I'm this 5-year-old girl that doesn't know how to handle money. Just an example. So it's not about you made me feel stupid. No. When we were blah, 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 what you said made me feel. Again, it's not about attacking the person. It's about finding the words about how that action made you feel. And when you've had when you've had the discussion, when you were finally gone to that point where you're finished, then you can start having this discussion. Okay, so with what you have told me and what I have told you, what can we do now to make things better? And if you've had a calm conversation, then you can ask, what are your needs in order for us to be able to have a harmony in our relationship? Okay, thank you for sharing. These are my needs. And then you say what your needs are. And then, okay, so how do we align our needs? Okay, so that means that you want to have once a month where you go with your friends and you just go out drinking. Okay, then I know once a month I'm gonna go to my mom or whatever, you know, just do something, and I will mentally prepare myself that you need to do this as long as it doesn't affect us. Okay? And I need to go dancing twice a week because it makes me feel better about myself. It makes me happier. It makes me feel sexier. Yeah, just an example, right? So with that, maybe you can find that mutual trust, that mutual understanding in the relationship. So the key word here is not to attack, but to actively listen, to speak from a place of I feel, right? Based on the action that that person does. Because if you say you were mean because, you are attacking that person, right? But if you say I didn't feel good when you said that I'm stupid, because it makes me feel like I'm stupid and it affects my whole entire being. Am I really that stupid? And so on, right? Healthy boundary setting in a relationships start with communication. It starts with you not having expectations of your life partner being able to read your mind and understand your feelings until you actually learn how to verbalize them. And you need to learn how to verbalize them without the attack. That's one point. That is one crucial point. Active listening, right? Remember, speak from a place of I feel, not by attacking. And communicating, not expecting that your life partner will know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, right? I'll give you another example. So, yesterday we had, and this is my life example from yesterday. Yesterday we had a situation when I went to the bathroom and I said to Arkady, I'm like, Arkady, there's something smelling here in the bathroom. Either it's coming from the toilet, but I cleaned it. You know, what is it? And then we realized that it's the brush. That it's the brush next to, and we're renting this space, right? So it was here when we came. And I said, yeah, let's throw it away, right? And this morning when I woke up, the kitchen was smelling because we have our trash in the kitchen corner. And I said to Arkady, could you please go out with this trash? And he said, yes, I will do it. He didn't do it. And then I thought that he would take it when we went to the gym. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have thought that he would do it by himself. I should have said, my love, can we take the trash? So we're going out, let's take the trash together. That would have been the best way. Instead, I was walking around being irritated that he didn't take out the trash, that he didn't remember enough to take out the trash. That's just an example, right? Don't have expectations. Be verbal about it. And sometimes it needs to be 2 times, it needs to be 3 times. But expectations is a huge killer in relationships. Yes, Don't expect for people to think and feel like you. You need to verbalize your thoughts. You need to verbalize your feelings. All right, friends, we're out of time. I hope that you got some inspiration about how to set healthy boundaries in your relationship. We can go deeply more into more examples, and I will do that in the future, but this was the main topic about how to set healthy boundaries in a relationship. I say thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're watching this, if you're watching the recording afterwards, remember you can still comment, you can ask questions. So if you're watching this, if you have a question or a topic that you want me to talk about for next time, write it in the comments and I will bring it. We do lives here in the group every single week. Remember, we are here to help each other, inspire each other, so let's grow together. Now, I'm gonna jump in to another live stream with my balanced clients. We're gonna work out together. We're gonna do some floor bar together. So if you would like to know more about how to become a balanced client, you can also ask me in the comments. I'll DM you and I'll tell you more. We work out twice a week together, depending on our menstrual cycle. So we have different weeks with different energies, right? So today we're doing floor bar and bar chair, and that's like fire, so it's like energy. And next week we're going to be doing air, which is movement, so dancing. Anyway, big kisses to all of you, sending you loads of love.